In the world of sports, Nike is one such brand that everyone knows. And you must also know that the price of Nike sneakers always remains at its peak. But you will be surprised to know that earlier Nike used to sell shoes in the trunk of a car. This company was started 59 years ago, and due to some unique strategies, Nike is the leader in the sports market today. For example, just a few years ago, Nike ran a controversial advertising campaign which increased the company's sales by 31%. So in today's video, we will know about Nike's business strategist and how it starts. So let's start the video. The story of Nike begins in 1962, because in this year, Nike's founder, Paul Knight, completed his MBA graduation from Stanford University. The idea of Nike came to him during his studies, and from the very beginning, Phil was interested in sports. During his college days, he also wrote an assignment on the shoes business. The title of what he wrote was, "The Way the Japanese Camera Replaced the Germany's Camera," saying why can Japanese sports shoes take over the German sports shoes. At that time, as soon as Japanese cameras came into the market, they completely replaced German cameras. In such a situation, Paul had full confidence that his shoes could replace the shoes of the American market. After completing his studies in 1962, he became passionate about turning this idea into reality. Although Phil did not have any Japanese shoes at that time, and he had seen some such shoes with the soldiers who had come to America from Japan after the Second World War. He wanted to import shoes from Japan somehow. He knew very well that to do this work he would have to contact a Japanese company and import their shoes to America. He had no business experience, but he had full confidence in himself that he would do it. That's why he reached Japan as a tourist in November 1962 itself. After reaching there, he tried out shoes of different brands, and during that time, his eyes fell on a store named Onitsuka Tiger. This company was famous for its high-quality shoes in Japan at that time. Paul liked these shoes so much that he decided to import these shoes to America. And with this intention, he opened a fake American company named Blue Ribbon Sports. And the owner of this company, he fixed a meeting with the owner of Onitsuka Tiger Company. And in this meeting, he proposed to the owner to make himself the American distributor of Onitsuka Tiger. Seeing his confidence, the owner of Onitsuka Company agreed for distribution proposal. In this way, without any experience and only based on his confidence, he became the exclusive American distributor of Onitsuka Tiger. After this, 12 pairs of shoes were received from the company as the first shipment in the year 1963. And after this, he started a shoe business. At that time, he used to keep these Japanese shoes in the car's trunk, and he used to go to different racetracks and sell them. But then he realized that this method of selling shoes was not right. Then he went to his college time coach, Bill Bowerman, because at that time he was the only one who knew more about shoes and could find a solution for it. When Paul took his Japanese shoes to his coach, Bill Bowerman, the coach liked the shoes very much, and he became his business partner. After that, in the year 1964, both of them started a footwear company named Blue Ribbon Sports by investing $500 both. And by investing all this money, $1,000, he imported 300 pairs of shoes from Japan. Bill Bowerman was a famous coach in America. Because of this, he was acquainted with many athletes. In such a situation, it took him only 2 months to sell 300 pairs of shoes. In this way, he sold 1,300 pairs of shoes in his first year, from which he earned around $8,000, and then this income increased to $2,000 next year. After that, the next year in 1966, he opened a new store in California. Phil's company had become very popular, and its high-quality shoes were always in demand. Phil's contribution here was as much as Bill Bowerman's. While Phil was handling business operations, Bill Bowerman was focusing on innovation. And the one who started the trend of jogging in America was none other than Bill Bowerman. Bowerman was passionate about shoes from the start, due to which, whenever a new shipment came from Onitsuka Company, he used to cut some of those shoes and see how these shoes were made. He used to notice all this and write down some points in his notebook. And he used to send some new methods and suggestions to Onitsuka Company. That is, you can say here that he was working on new designs and innovation for a Japanese company for free. In fact, it was Bowerman's designs that brought Blue Ribbon Sports Company into the mainstream market. because the best-selling shoe of 1968, Cortez, was designed by his company. And thanks to these shoes, his company generated sales of $300,000 in 1969. Till now, everything was going well. But when Cortez shoes became famous, he faced a problem. Because the demand for Cortez shoes increased so much in the market that they were not able to fulfill the demand of the customers. Because the frequency of shipment of Onitsuka Company was very slow. Onitsuka Company first fulfilled the demand of local market of Japan. Then, whatever goods were left later were sent to America through shipment. In such a situation, Phil and Bowerman were unable to fulfill the market demand even if they wanted to. He knew that if he wanted to expand his business, he would have to move beyond being a distributor and become a manufacturer himself. In such a situation, he decided that he would not extend the contract with Onitsuka Company any further. And finally, in 1971, he ended his contract with Onitsuka. Then, Blue Ribbon Sports started working on making its own footwear. The luck of Blue Ribbon Company was so good that next year, i.e. in 1972, Olympics were going to be held in Munich. In such a situation, Bowerman had a lot of time to design new shoes. And on May 30, 1971, on the suggestion of an employee, the company name was changed from Blue Ribbon Sports to Nike, which is the name of a goddess of Yunnan. After this, Phil needed a logo for the company. So he went to Portland State University and had a graphic designer named Carolina create a logo in just $35 only. And from here, the famous Nike logo was born, which is still a status symbol. And just like that, the company got its new name and logo. Now Phil and Bowerman was all set, and this time, he was not bound by any company's contract like before. Now he could manage the demand and supply of his company well. Nike proved to be profitable very soon. Around 1980, Nike added clothing to its business besides shoes, which became very popular among the American youth of that time. After this, in 1984, Nike signed famous basketball player Michael Jordan for promotion. And this promotional campaign was so successful that in 1989, Nike became America's largest sportswear company. Later, popular players like Rafael Nadal, Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, Virat Kohli, Serena Williams, and Cristiano Ronaldo became its brand ambassadors, due to which Nike achieved huge success in a short time period. This shows that Nike's business strategies played a very important role behind its failures, which were always different from the strategies of other companies. Actually, Phil and Bowerman also took some such bold steps, which might have been taken by some other company. For example, in 2018, Nike launched a commercial of its own with the name Dream Crazy, in which he raised the issue of Black Lives Matter and supported it. This time, Black Lives Matter was such an issue, due to which America's image in the world gets tarnished. So in such a situation, many Americans did not like a big company like Nike raising this issue in its advertising campaign. Even Donald Trump, who has been the President of America, also criticized this issue by tweeting. That's why within a few hours of the launch of this commercial, a controversy broke out regarding it. Protests against Nike began all over America. People began posting videos of burning Nike products on social media. Within hours, Boycott Nike started trending on Twitter. In this way, people thought that Nike will have to bear huge loss because of this campaign. But after the launch of this commercial, surprising everyone, Nike's sales increased by 31%. And with this, the price of Nike's shares also increased by 36%. Even after the controversial commercial, it made good profits. And today, many companies are following this strategy, which we know as negative market. And by implementing some such unique strategies in the business, Nike spread its business empire all over the world, whereas of today, its net worth is $132 billion. And as of today, Nike sells its products in 170 plus countries. That's it for today. If you liked the video, please give a like and subscribe to the channel so that you can see this type of content in the future.